Hello, welcome back to the Bald Book Geek. I am the host of the show. How are all of you? First things first, I want to say all of my links are down below, and we're just going to start this one simply and easily. D&D, let's talk about it. First, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Mountaineer brand. They are a phenomenal company that do beard products, body washes, beard oils, beard balms, shaving stuff for your skin, and if you're follically challenged like me, they're a godsend. I'm basically allergic to everything, and I've been using them long before I was sponsored, so they are really good. And if you want to do that, you can either use the code BaldBookGeek at Mountaineer brand with a capital B, or you can follow the link down below. D&D. That a lot of stuff has gone down with D&D. The trust of the company is not particularly high right now, and we're at a point where a lot of people are either turning away or moving to other games, and that's what I kind of want to talk about here, but how to play D&D for free and alternatives as well. D&D is super easy to play for free. The rules are Creative Commons, they're everywhere, you can get them legally and free from most sources on the internet. You don't have to worry about that. If you don't have dice, there are plenty of apps. If you have a smartphone, there is a Google thing that you can use, which I've used in the past to roll dice, and I've used it when I play online. Loads of other things too, so it makes it a very easy game to play for free. If you're new to this and you haven't really dipped in, and you don't want to really create your own world, there is plenty of places, there's plenty of homebrew that you can get on the internet that you can find in free and easy PDF form, and that stuff's really good. I mean, some of the homebrew honestly is better than what Wizards has been churning out over the years. The Magic School Simulator they made was dire, and now there are free versions of Magic Schools and all of this stuff, so if you want to enter the world of Harry Potter, you can. It's so easy to get this stuff. It's so accessible. It's so easy. It's all there, and you don't actually need to give Wizards of the Coast any money, and it's completely legal. And that's a thing. Like, most people don't realize this. Now, if you do want physical dice, you might have to put your hand in your pocket, but you can get them cheap. Amazon, Wish, Poundland, Dollar Tree. There are dice given away by the truckload on giveaways online and things. You can get free D&D dice easily if you look hard enough. I have too many. And if you're going to your first event and you don't have any, there is always someone there or spare dice to use. It's not that difficult, and it's just be confident and ask. Basically, I know that feeling firsthand, so it can be a bit scary. Now, if you do want to move away from D&D, there is Pathfinder, but if you want, there's countless other free options, and one of them is Basic Fantasy RPG. I learnt about this through Clownfish TV, and it's basically old school D&D. It's absolutely brilliant, and I mean that. Their stuff is amazing. The artwork is fun, and it's kind of that reminiscence of 80s D&D and the early stuff. And if you just want to meet in a tavern, save a town, save a princess, destroy the dragon, you're all good to go. D&D and tabletop doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to cost you anything. It doesn't actually need to be that kind of wall between you and playing it. And like I said, you can get all this stuff completely legal, completely free on the internet, and it's firmly accessible to everyone. There are free apps, there is online campaigns. Literally, all you need is a smartphone. I'm not kidding. All you need is your phone. And it can be this weird and wondrous world of different homebrews and different settings and different places that the company either wouldn't be brave enough to make or would just kind of move away from. In fairness, Wizards has been known to rip off people's homebrew in the past, but that's a whole different discussion, as well as their own artwork. But again, different discussion. And I mean, after the OGL thing and a recent interview, I think a lot of people are like, well, what's the point? What is the actual point? Why should I give this company money? And that's completely understandable. That's how I feel towards it right now. Being able to just go online, go into Google, find this stuff, find all of these things completely there, completely free, completely legal, and being able to play them is fantastic. I have found the most amazing homebrew settings, and if you really want to, you can make your own. Building your own world is amazing. And I will say that, like, building your own world If you do want some extra maps and things, you can always go onto Pinterest. You can go onto Pixabay and other stock photo sites. There's free D&D maps available for printing and download now. They're everywhere. And again, legal and free. So that's always a bonus. Being able to have these tools at your fingertips thanks to the click of a mouse or whatever, even if you don't have a computer at home or something, you can always nip to your library or just use your phone. It's so easy and it's so accessible and so much fun to dive into these homebrew campaigns. There's plenty of people that play online, and if you really want to get your feet wet, that's a good way to try it, and it's all there. And I will say this, more experienced players do know this, but a lot of newer players don't. They think they have to buy the big expensive boxes or have to do this, have to do that. If you want models, you can there's countless tutorials on YouTube of just using printer and some pennies and some tape and a hot glue gun. And you don't even need that if you want the honest truth. I mean, if you want to put your hand in your wallet and spend some money, look at your local Dollar Tree, look at Poundland, look on Amazon, look on Wish. I mean, Wish is amazing for D&D stuff. All firmly available and there. And cheap. Like, if you do want to spend money, you don't have to spend a lot of it. That's been really real. You might have to wait for a long time if you buy something on Wish, but it's worth it. I've said this was a conversation I had with my friend's son. He's 14 and just getting into it. And watching his wonderment at all of this stuff, all of this huge... He can go online and find these homebrew campaigns and these maps and these images and these printables. And if you don't have a printer, you can always get them printed somewhere else. I mean, there's plenty of places that you do it for super cheap. Some places even do it for free. You can play D&D without putting money in your pocket if you just want to try it and see what it's like. And I think that is a great way of getting into the game and a great intro to the game. I've said it before, I'll say it again. With anything like this, the community is what makes it. And if the community weren't making this content that they're just putting out for free, it wouldn't be the same game. The community and the homebrew is what made D&D. Wizards just started it. Well, I say started, what it. That's a different discussion as well. But Wizards are the ones that just keep everything rolling. And I think Wizards need to learn that we don't actually need them to play a fantastic tabletop game, and even alternatives out there. I mentioned Basic Fantasy RPG. That's really strong, and you can get that online for free if you don't want the physical book. Pathfinder, if you do want to spend a bit more money, and so on. There's plenty of them. And I say this with complete honesty. This is an open world, and you make it what you want it to be. And seeing that wonderment on my godson's face definitely inspired this video, because he was blown away by it, and just having all of this at his fingertips, he was so happy. He spent the day making some miniatures that he printed off the internet. Sellotape and some cardboard. Literally, it was so easy, and you don't need much. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will mention... one last thing, thrift stores, charity shops. Oh my god, raid the toy sections in those. You can find some amazing things. So if you do want miniatures and stuff. So tell me what you think as always, and I will talk to you guys later.